Hello, Big Tube. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth. Today, as I'm filming this, it is Thursday, January 14th, which is the official second day of RYBSAT. However, I started a day early so that I could upload a video to coincide with the days of RYBSAT. So when this video uploads, it will be the official third day of RYBSAT. So I am calling this my day 3 vlog because I started reading a day early. And I'm starting this video not in my pajamas, even though the theme is PajamaRama, because it's already almost 10 a.m. I think it's about 9:45 a.m. and I am dressed because in a few hours I need to go to book club and I didn't want to have to dress twice. So I'm ready for my day, and I haven't even done my morning devotional reading. And since Emily is already on the computer for her e-school, I'm going to have to sit in there and do my reading. I'm taking a risk right now just being in here because Katie's all the way back in her room, and if I stay gone too long from the table, Emily will just get up and wander back into her room. So this has got to be quick. And if you saw my day 1 vlog, I embarked upon a decluttering project of this room. I pulled out a lot of things out of this room, which are now in the living room. The two main groups of stuff are books that haven't found their home yet in my house, either because I haven't found a space or because I need to show them in a haul, or they're books that need to go out of my house and they just got in a mess in here, and so I pulled them out into another room so I could sort them. And then there were boxes and boxes of files and papers and things that needed to be sorted, gone through, mostly tossed, whatever, and I had them in file boxes sitting next to me, and those were the boxes I would use to set my books on to talk about in a video, and I don't have them in here anymore. So I'm holding my books that I want to talk about briefly and just give you an overview of my reading day. And eventually, if I can ever just finish dealing with those boxes and not have boxes in my life, which is, I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but eventually, ideally, I would love to get a couple of TBR carts and sit in here, and then I would just have my books that I'm currently reading, books that I want to show you right here that could roll in here from the living room, from wherever I'm reading, or from my bedroom, or whatever, and they could be here. So that's the ultimate goal, but right now, I'm just dealing with boxes. And for today, what I plan to read, since I have not done my devotional reading, I still need to read my devotion in this book called Embraced by Lysa TerKeurst. And I did get a comment from one of my viewers, and I have responded back a little bit, and we've had a little bit of a conversation about Lysa TerKeurst, and I'm not going to address that here, but I have been looking into that situation a little bit. This particular subscriber alerted me to the fact that there had been some controversy surrounding this author a few years ago, and so as of right now, I have not found any red flags in this book that would cause me to have any problem with reading this book, and I have enjoyed it thoroughly. I will continue to look into that situation and just see where that controversy came from, and chat with a couple of people who I know that know her personally, and just kind of figure out where that came from. So by the time I get to the end of this book, we can have a discussion about that. And so then moving forward, I have neglected to show you another devotional book that I've been reading. This is so cute. This is Veggie Devos Day by Day. You can't really see the cover because it's just embossed there, but this is a book I got for Emily, my 19-year-old daughter who's special needs, but she loves VeggieTales, and my idea was that I would read through this with her this year, and I forgot until about a week into the year, and I still forget some days. We haven't found a regular solid time and place to do it, but when I do remember to do it, we've been reading 2 per day until we catch up with the day that we're on. They're not long, they're just little tiny, it's a small book, and it's just 1 page per day, a short scripture, and a thought for the day, and a little bit of a narrative, and that's pretty much what it is, and a prayer. So what I've been doing though is reading the scripture that they have here, which I'm not sure what version, what translation of the Bible they used, but she has a Bible that is New King James, which almost matches. This was the Bible she got from the church for her high school graduation, which was in 2020. She's class of 2020. And so I've been then showing her how to find it in her Bible and then reading the complete passage in her Bible and seeing how it compares. So that's what I'm doing with Emily, and so far that is going well. And then I have not picked up my Declutter Challenge workbook lately, but I have started a big decluttering project. So I need to go now to where I left off and see if that next chapter applies to what I'm currently doing, because it was basically telling me to, at that point, whatever chapter I was in, to get up and actually do something, which I'm now doing. So I'm pretty sure I've kept up with the book. I just haven't sat down with it to catch up with the reading. Okay, so this is a RYBSAT vlog, and so here's my RYBSAT book for the day. This is Toponymity, and I am going to start this today. I don't know if I'll finish it, but we'll see how that goes. And then I have my book club book, which I need to have read by a week from today. This is The Only Woman in the Room by Marie Benedict, and I don't know at this point if I'm going to get it done in a week, because I really want to focus mostly on my RYBSAT books, but I am going to at least try to get enough in this read that I'll be able to participate in the discussion. Today I have book club for my mystery book club, and I will show you that book when I'm in the car on the way to mystery book club. But for now, that is where I'm going to leave off this segment, and I'm going to go read a little while, and then while Emily is on her 15-minute morning school break and there's not noise coming from the computer, I will show you where I am with my decluttering project in the living room. Okay, it is 11:30 a.m. I'm sitting here in the kitchen. Emily's class just dismissed for lunch. I had planned on being done with my devotional reading by the time they went on their morning break at 10:15, and while it was quiet, I was going to show you where I am with my decluttering projects, but they ended up just showing videos through all of break, and I just wasn't done with my devotional reading anyway. It took me a little longer than I thought, and so when I got done with that, I went ahead and picked up Toponymity. I've only read 12 pages in this, and it's going to be very interesting, but I don't really want to read it all in big segments. I think I would like to just read a few pages a day throughout the rest of the RYBSAT week. And I think I'm going to need to give myself a pass on the rule of RYBSAT. You're supposed to, start at one spot on your shelf and read your way through. But I'm going to give myself one pass on this and go ahead and continue reading it and plan to be done with it by the end of RYBSAT. But I'm just looking forward to several of the other books on that shelf. And this is not the type of book that I just want to sit and read through. It reads more like an encyclopedia, admittedly by the author. That was one of the formats that he had in mind when he did this. And this is basically the origin of place names and the words that have place names or places that influenced the names of those objects. Does that make sense? Anyway, it is called an atlas of words. So it has to do with places and names of places and names of objects that are named for places. I think I said that as well as I could. So when I just made that decision, it was still not quite time for Emily's class to be done with lunch. So I looked at this and just kind of made a reading plan. I showed this yesterday in my video, but I forgot to mention again that this is for book club. Our book club, our mystery book club meets today, and I've finished that book. But the regular literary book club meets next Thursday, and this is the book we're reading. So it's about 250 pages. I have read 3 chapters. There's 40-something chapters in it. And basically, I need to read 28 to 30 pages per day, or about 5 chapters, to finish this by next Thursday. Will I be able to do that? I don't know. But I went ahead and made tabs in the sections that I need to read every day, including today. I divided it out into 8 sections, and we will see if I can get this done. I'm not going to not read my RYBSAT books, but I am going to try as hard as I can to read a section of this each day and part of my RYBSAT books, and we'll just see if I can accomplish both goals. So, that being said, now the other task that I need to do is the decluttering that I started. So, if you didn't see my day one video, I showed my office room where I film. I showed the cleared out floor. Well, first I showed my living room, which was clean. Then I moved everything off the floor from the office into the living room, showed my clean floor in the office, and then my mess in the living room. So I've divided that and sorted all of that mess into two groups. One group is the books that need to be dealt with, and the second group are boxes of paper and files and things like that. Everything else that didn't fall into those two categories, I'm not going to deal with right now. I have moved some of that back into the office. It's not a lot, but I have a big set of industrial shelving in the office that holds larger items. And as soon as I kind of get a handle on what's already pulled out of the room, I'm going to pull everything off of those shelves and sort through that. And then a lot of these things that are more important can go back on those shelves. And the theory is that I should be able to get rid of a lot of the stuff that's in there, or at least it can be maybe moved to the garage or something like that. So let me show you now the state of the living room. Okay, so I'm back in my living room, which if you recall from my video of day one, this floor was clear, and I brought everything that was in the floor, not on furniture, from the office. Well, I did actually bring one box that was sitting on the desk in the office. So in order to just have all the loose books in here, I have brought them all here, set up this card table so I can do some sorting. A lot of the books were loose and some were stacked up on the floor, so I've just kind of thrown those into boxes just to get them in a container so they're not falling all over the place. There's what's on the table, what's under the table, and then most of what you see in this shot. There is a box to the far right that's not books. That is something I need to give to an art teacher, some old magazines, and she always appreciates having magazines that her students can cut out of. So those were some I had set aside a while back and have not had a chance to give her those yet. All right, so all of this is books, and those need to be dealt with. Then I mentioned all of my papers and files and things, and those are over here in those boxes, and those will be dealt with after I finish the books. So Emily's over there. She's taking a break from school for lunch. She usually doesn't eat her lunch until we get back on from our lunch break. And I'm glad she's sitting in here where I can keep an eye on her because she just had a couple of little seizures. So I'm going to stay in here and sort. So I'd like to be able to watch her. A couple of you maybe, or at least somebody, asked about this chair. This, we just kind of call it the sleigh chair, but I looked it up. I knew that it was originally from IKEA. It's called a Kovik, Kovik. I hope I'm saying that right. And I got it at a Goodwill. I got it for an excellent, amazing price, even less than what they had originally priced it at. And something happened while we were in the store, and I was able to just get it for an amazing deal. So originally it retails now for $250. It's very washable. The cover off of the cushion, both cushions, the pillow cushion and the other cushion, those covers come off and are washable. I usually keep another cover on it in addition because of the dogs and cats and everything, because that's just easy to throw in the wash, and then every so often I wash the whole thing or the cover. So anyway, somebody asked about it, and it's here right now because we don't have a couch anymore. We had a couch that was literally 30 years old, was falling apart, and it went to the curb a year or two ago. And because we were remodeling and everything. We just never got another couch to replace it. We don't really have room for one. Now we have this new chair that you see back here, and I'm going to do some rearranging. This is probably not going to stay in this configuration, but that's just kind of how we had it set up for Christmas, because as I mentioned before, where that new chair is, that's where the Christmas tree was, under the window or at the window. And then we brought the new chair in after we took the Christmas tree out, and I just haven't had a chance to play around with the arrangement. Our living room is long and narrow because originally I understand that when this house was built, the far end of the living room was actually a bedroom, and then the living room itself was just this small space where I'm standing right here. And then they decided, I guess after they'd had the house built, that just wasn't enough space for a living room, and so it's very long and narrow. Anyway, I'm going to get busy sorting, and then I have to go to book club. I will probably check in with you when I'm in the car headed to book club and tell you about the book that I read for my mystery book club. So now it's almost 2 o'clock. It is almost time for book club, and I am in the car ready to head out. And after I turned off the camera a while ago, I did nothing as far as decluttering. I went and got something to eat and sat down and started watching a YouTube video. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm on the way to Mystery Book Club. This month we have read Track of the Cat by Nevada Barr. It's the first Anna Pigeon book. I was not a huge fan of it. I think the story itself was fine, but I wasn't a fan of Anna herself, the main character. I would definitely read some more. I think they're on Hoopla on audio. That's where I found that. And I would give more in the series a try, but I didn't love them, or I didn't love it. So anyway, we'll see what the rest of book club has to say, and I'll check in with you after book club. Okay, so book club is over, and I left the library without remembering to film anything. I'm doing a vlog. I should have filmed something at the library, but I'll probably be going back tomorrow or the next day, and I'll try to remember to do some then. Anyway, I'm at Publix now. I'm getting ready to run in and grab some food for dinner because I don't feel like cooking tonight. And then we've got to make one more stop at the pharmacy and pick up a couple of things that Emily needs. And then I'll be heading home, and hopefully I will be able to get something done on my decluttering project. As far as book club goes, we had a fun discussion. There was a pretty mixed group as far as who liked the book and who didn't. We ranged everywhere from 2.5 stars to 5 stars. And I think I told you already, we read Track of the Cat by Nevada Barr, which is the first book in the Anna Pigeon series. And Anna Pigeon is a National Park Ranger, I believe. So anyway, it was interesting. I think I rated it a 3. I thought Anna was very cynical, and I was not a big fan of her, but I thought the story was very good, and I enjoyed it for the most part. So anyway, I'm going to run in here and grab some food, and I'll check in with you later. So we're at CVS Pharmacy getting some stuff for Emily, and I was just thinking how these little small book sections in pharmacies and grocery stores were just life-sustaining for me when everything was shut down for COVID, all the non-essential places. I don't know that I ever bought any books here, but just the fact that they're here and I could have bought books if I wanted to was pretty cool. Okay, it is morning now. It's about 8:30 a.m. and I'm just going to wrap up what I did yesterday, but instead of uploading this video, since it's Friday now, I'm just going to go ahead and keep vlogging and include my Friday reads into this video, because I've got another video that's going up today as well, and so I may as well just continue this one indefinitely, maybe through the rest of today and upload it tomorrow, or maybe later tonight. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. We'll see how much I can get into this particular vlog. So far, there hasn't been really much in this vlog. I think not really enough to make it interesting. So anyway, here is what I read yesterday. I did get my reading goal done in The Only Woman in the Room by Marie Benedict. I read 5 chapters, which was only about 30 pages, but still, that's what I need to get read each day in order to finish this by book club of next week. We did have book club yesterday, and I mentioned that already, so I won't go into that. But I'm excited that I was able to get everything read that I needed to in this. I did go back then and read a few more pages in this. I haven't gotten super far in it. This is my RYBSAT book, but as I said yesterday, I'm going to give myself a pass. Let's see, I'm on page 32. So I'm going to give myself a pass to go ahead and keep reading that a little along, but I'm going to go ahead and move to the next book because this is just an encyclopedia style book, and it's taking me a little bit longer to read than I want to. Anyway, I just got up about a half an hour ago, made my coffee, and that's a big cup. There is coffee in there. I've already drank some of it, though. Um, I got this cup at Dollar General not long before Christmas, and I think it's super cute. Running late is my cardio. Anyway, I haven't done my devotional reading, so I'm going to get that done, and then I need to go and film my announcement video for the Little House Readathon, which you will have hopefully already seen in your feed, at least, even if you haven't watched it yet, by the time this one comes out. And I've got a co-host this year. It is Naomi from Naomi's Bookshelf, and she has already shown me her video. It's been filmed for days, and mine is still not filmed, and she's got her scheduled to go up today at 10 a.m. my time. So I'm going to try to match that and get mine filmed and uploaded, and I will see you soon. Okay, it is 9 a.m. I finished my devotional reading. I normally don't like to put my face on here this early in the morning, but since the theme for RYBSAT is PajamaRama, I am still in my pajamas, so I'm going with the theme at this moment. I am about to get dressed, though. I have a video to film and upload within the hour, hopefully, and I hope that you will have already seen that by the time you see this video, because it's time to announce the Little House Readathon. I've got a co-host this year. It is Naomi from Naomi's Bookshelf. She is a huge fan of Laura Ingalls Wilder and her books, and I asked her to join me this year. So be sure to check out her channel and subscribe if you haven't. And that is about all I'm going to share right this minute. I've got several other reading updates, and I'm probably going to include my Friday reads along with this vlog. So I will see you soon. Okay, it's about 12:45 p.m. on Friday afternoon. I just finished a little while ago getting my Little House Readathon announcement filmed and uploaded. I also created a playlist for last year's videos, so if you missed any of those, I hope you will go back and watch those. I did a pretty extensive amount of videos last year on a lot of different topics regarding Little House books and Laura Ingalls Wilder and everything. So I'm not sure what I will do this year. I will try to upload something every day during the Little House Readathon, even if it's just a reading vlog. So hopefully, you know, I'll come up with something new and different. And meanwhile, that playlist is there if you want to go back and watch any of last year's videos. So I mentioned in that video, I have a co-host. I think I already mentioned that in this video as well. Naomi from Naomi's Bookshelf. I hope you will check her out and subscribe to her channel and join us for the readathon. So moving forward now, I did not get Emily on the computer for her e-school this morning. She had some seizures last night, and so she just started getting up, waking up about 11:30, and I was still on the computer getting my video uploaded. So now it's 12:45. I just got her on the computer. At 11:30 they go to lunch anyway. So, you know, she just hung out and had an hour of being awake and waking up and all of that. So now I am going to sit down with her and read my next RYBSAT book. I mentioned earlier that I'm going to give myself a pass to not finish the second book on the shelf, which is Toponymity. It's a really fun book, but it's written in an encyclopedia type style, and it's just not something I want to sit and read cover to cover. I think I will do better on it if I just break it up and read a little bit at a time. So the next book on the shelf is O Ye Jigs and Juleps. This is by Virginia Carey Hudson. It says it's a humorous slice of Americana by a turn-of-the-century pixie aged 10. I don't know if the author is age 10 or if it's written from the perspective of someone age 10. I have read this before. I remember at one point my mom giving me this. I don't know if she gave me this copy. I don't think she did. She gave me a copy, which then I passed on to my husband's grandmother, who was alive at the time. Well, my mom has passed on now too, and she enjoyed reading it. I think that copy stayed with her, and then I found this copy later at a book sale because it is listed at 25 cents. And that's just handwritten in there from one of our county libraries. So I have not reread it in many years, but I remember it being delightful and that I really enjoyed it. So it's just a really thin little book. It only has 50 pages. So I think I can read this while Emily is doing her afternoon school. And then, because I still have not really worked much on book sorting and working on my decluttering, I will do some of that this afternoon, and I will try to let you know how I did by the end of this afternoon. Also, I will come back later and just kind of incorporate my Friday reads into this video, and then probably upload this tonight so that it'll basically be what I read for these 2 days, as well as just kind of an update on where I am with what I've read this month. So here we go. I'm gonna go read this and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so I kind of think I like this filming location. I don't usually get to sit and do videos. Normally I'm standing in front of my bookshelves, and right now, because of all the things I pulled out of the office, I don't have any boxes in there to set my books on to talk to you about. So I'm going to sit here. The computer's in front of me, although I'm filming on my phone. This is where Emily usually sits to do her e-school, because I have the computer set here so that it's an uncluttered background and we don't have to worry about anybody walking into the frame, since she's on it's not technically a Zoom call, but it's like a Zoom call for her class. So anyway, I'm just going to sit here and kind of just do a Friday reads. I will tell you, I did do what I said I was going to do. I sat down over in the other chair here while she was on the last couple of hours of school, and I did read this book, my next RYBSAT book. It's called Oh Ye Jigs and Juleps by Virginia Carey Hudson. Now, let me just tell you a little bit of the history, my history with this book, and I have read it before, but it had been a long time, and I did not remember anything about it. The first time I had a copy of this book in my possession, my mother gave it to me, and I don't know where she got it. It was published in 1962, and to my knowledge, it has not been republished since then. I mean, maybe there have been a couple of other, if you look it up on Goodreads, there's not very many editions, but there is maybe 4 or 5 publishers. So I guess it has been published through the years, some, but I did not see any ebook copies of it. I looked it up on Kindle just to see if it would be something that you could get if you wanted to read it, and I could not find it. So maybe you can find some copies on eBay. I don't know. I'm going to hang on to this one for now, but I won't say that I would never, ever give it up. I might loan it out. If you want to read it, I might send it to you, as long as you promise to send it back. But anyway, the first time I had a copy of this book, I read it and then passed it on to my husband's grandmother. My mom gave it to me. I read it, passed it on to her, and I don't know what she did with it from there. She may have passed it on to someone else. But then several years later, I ran across it at a library book sale, and it was $1. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get that for my shelves. It reminds me of my mom and my grandmother-in-law, who we call Gigi, and I knew that they both enjoyed it and that I had enjoyed it. And so it's been sitting on my shelf for a few years now, and maybe less than 5, I think. I don't know. Have you ever seen me put show this in a book haul? I don't know. Have I had it since before BookTube? I might have. I don't even know. Anyway, I read it now today for RYBSAT. And if you don't know what RYBSAT is, have I mentioned that in this video? I'm doing this vlog for RYBSAT. Read Your Bookshelf-a-thon. Read Your Bookshelf-a-thon, yes. So anyway, this is so cute. What it is, basically, is essays written by a 10-year-old girl living in an Episcopalian boarding house in 1904. And it's her perceptions of church practices, of the rules and the things that she is governed by, as far as what her parents and teachers have told her how to behave, and how to live based on the rules of the Episcopalian school and church that she is there at. And it's just so cute. It's definitely from a 10-year-old perspective. I don't think that it could be this authentic sounding and, be from actually an adult voice. what it says in the flap is that these essays were found in an attic. I don't know if they were found by their writer at an older age or by someone who was like her daughter or granddaughter. I don't honestly know. The author is named Virginia Carey Hudson, and the copyright is by Virginia Cleveland, somebody, I have to get my glasses on. Virginia Cleveland, Maine, Mayne. And the copyright is from 1962. So is Virginia Cleveland, Maine? Dog is playing with a toy. He gets those squeakers. And I have learned to tune them out, but I'm sure you can hear it on here. It's not anyone being hurt or injured in the background. It's a squeaker toy. So, as to whether Virginia Cleveland, Maine is like a married name for Virginia Carey Hudson, I don't know. So, anyway, it's so cute. It's hilarious. It's endearing. It is dated. There are a couple of things that some people might take offense to. Her description of the little boys that she talks about wanting to have a garden party, and so one of the other adults that she visits offers to have a garden party for her, and she's making an invitation list. Well, she's going to invite all the kids from the orphanage, and she also wants to invite the little black boys from the railroad platform is what she describes. And she's just making a legitimate request to invite them to her party. And I was really proud of Mrs. Harris, her friend who's hosting the party, because she doesn't tell her no. She says, tell them to bring their banjo and mouth harps, let them come. And so that's really good. And there's no derogatory tone about it. She just, as a 10-year-old, is worried that the lady in charge of the party is not going to let her invite them. And so, the way it's described might offend some, but still, it's from 1904, and it's a kid writing, so you got to give some grace. Anyway, the book itself was just adorable. I thought it was really, really cute, and if you can ever get your hands on a copy, then you should definitely read it. It's only 50 pages, and I thought it was adorable. In fact, I would love to read you some of it, because there are some parts where I just laughed out loud, but there's so many of those parts that I can't narrow down what I would want to read. So anyway, it's just very cute, and if you ever run across a copy at a library bookstore, or you might even look on eBay, don't spend a fortune for it or anything, but if you can pick it up somewhere, then I think it's worth reading. It's super cute. Okay, so then I'm still reading Toponymity. I read a few pages of that today, and I'm not going to pick it up again, though, until I read my 28 to 30 pages in The Only Woman in the Room by Marie Benedict. This is my book club book, and I need to have it read by next Thursday. So my goal is to read 5 chapters a day in that, which works out to be 28 to 30 pages for each of the sections. I've got it tabbed, and I did successfully read my section yesterday. So it's a very easy book to read. Sometimes historical fiction is harder to read, but this flows very nicely. The chapters are short, and I'm really happy with it so far, and I'm really interested to see how it's going to play out. It's about Hedy Lamarr, who we know was an actress, and who we might have not known was a scientist, apparently. I haven't gotten to that part yet. She's 19 years old in the first few chapters, and she's being courted by a man who is a munitions dealer. So her parents are a little nervous for her to date him, but they're even more nervous for her not to, because they don't want to offend him. So it's interesting. It's a difficult spot to be. In my car, I am Half Sick of Shadows by Alan Bradley. I have not listened to this today, but I did listen to it some yesterday. And in case I didn't say, I'm kind of just doing my Friday reads right now. I didn't upload this video this morning because I didn't really feel like there was enough footage from yesterday to do a video. So once I get done with the Friday reads, I may go ahead and upload this, or I might wait until I get my next section read. Actually, I'll probably go ahead and upload this soon, like before I read anymore, because I don't want to wait too late, and I'll just start another vlog tonight, which will carry me through to the end of tomorrow. Okay, then also on my phone, I finished up an audiobook yesterday or day before, Dearest Dorothy, Slow Down, You're Wearing Us Out by Charlene Ann Bombick. And this is super cute. This is book 2 in the Dearest Dorothy series, or the Welcome to Partonville series. And I have 2 different editions of this. I have these guidepost hardcover editions of book 1 and 2. And then I have these softcover penguin editions of books 2, 3, 4, and 6. I don't have any edition of book 5, which is a Christmas one. And so that means I have 2. This is not book 2, this is book 3. But anyway, I have 2 copies of book 2, and I can't decide which one to get rid of because I would like for all my editions to match. So my fear is that if I get rid of this hardcover, then I'll find the rest of the series in hardcover, and then I will have gotten rid of this. And then on the other hand, if I get rid of my soft cover of book 2, then what if what if the opposite happens? And then I find book 1 in soft cover, and then I'm stuck with just, one hardcover. So I'm hanging on to both the hardcover and the soft cover of book 2 for a little longer until I see if I can find more of the series, in one or the other editions. Anyway, it was really cute. I listened to this on Scribd, so now I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. I want to go ahead and listen to this one and then see if Scribd cuts me off from the rest of the series, and if not, I'll go ahead and listen to the next one. I want to get through as many of these as I can in 1 month before Scribd cuts me off from listening to them, and that is my plan for that series. Then I'm not reading this right this minute, but I did mention, I think maybe last week or maybe in my goals video, I can't even remember. I talked about the Mitford books. Of course, you guys know that several booktubers are hosting a year in Mitford read-along for this year, and I've already read the books a couple of times. I've listened to them on audio. I do own all the print copies, and at some point, someday, I want to read all of them in print, but it's my favorite series of all time. And this one and the cookbook are the only 2 books published by Jan Karon, I believe, that I have never read. This is the Mitford Bedside Companion. And I mentioned the other day that my participation in this year in Mitford would not be to read each of the books again yet, because I'm not ready to do that, but that I would read a section of this book each month. And I thought at the time that this was sectioned out according to each book. I thought that the first section was on the first book, second section was on the second book. I don't know where I got that idea, maybe from Bathed in Prayer, because that book is set up that way. And maybe the cookbook is, but I won't even swear to that now until I go and look in it. Anyway, this is not set up that way. This is set up in themes, and there are 13 different sections. So it'll still work out for me to read a section every month, and 1 month during the year, I'll double up maybe on the couple of the shorter sections. The dogs are over here with a squeaker toy. Louie, Katie's dog Louie, is just a hoot. So anyway, I'm not going to start reading this until after RYBSAT is over, but I do want to go ahead maybe and read at least 1 section this month and try to read a section of that a month for the whole year. Okay, are you squeaky dogs, you loud dogs, gonna just let me finish this video? I wish you could see their faces. Bob is right here. He's such a sweetheart. He's really a gentleman compared to Louie. Louie is just a mess. Well, I was going to move the camera, but I've shown them to you before. You've seen them. Anyway, that's about all for my Friday reads. I'll show you probably not till in the morning. I'm not going to start my next RYBSAT book until in the morning. So my reading plan for the rest of the day is to read my section of this, and then, a few more pages of this if I can get, if I have any awake time left. I am going to lead some reading sprints tonight on Twitter. Now, this may not go up until after that, but check Twitter for the RYBSAT account. I will have it linked in the description of this video and also in my other RYBSAT videos. Be sure you are following the Twitter account for RYBSAT so that you can participate in some sprints. And I have been thinking, because I'd really like to play around with how to do live shows, because we are going to do a live show for the Little House Readathon in February. So I've noticed that several people, sometimes they do it in a group, sometimes individually, a lot of people on BookTube have been leading live reading sprints on their YouTube channel. And I was thinking about doing that just to kind of get a feel for how to do it and just to kind of test the waters a little bit. So if a few of you would be willing to do that, maybe, email me and let me know when you're available. I was thinking of, I had wanted to do it tonight, but I'm going to be leading Twitter sprints tonight from 9 to 11 on Eastern time, and there's going to be some other RYBSAT hosts leading sprints before then, and I don't want to be leading a sprint on my channel when they're leading sprints on Twitter. I don't want to, step on toes or whatever. So if there's an open window of time tomorrow, which is Saturday, then I might just hop on here and lead maybe just like an hour or 30-minute sprint just to figure out how to do it. So if I decide I'm going to do it for sure, I will also try one of those things I haven't done before. I think it's called Community, where you can publish an announcement on your YouTube channel. I've never tried doing that. So I will try to figure that out as well and post ahead of time. As soon as I have it figured out, I will post ahead of time what time I'm planning to do a sprint so that you can set a reminder or whatever and join me. Even if you don't want to read, even if you just come on and say, yeah, it's working, I can see you, this is fine or whatever, just to help me test it out. I would appreciate that. So that being said, if I'm going to do that tomorrow, I better get this uploaded tonight, even though I've already posted one video today. I hope you saw it, the Little House Readathon announcement. And I'm so sorry, the dogs are making a mess and a lot of noise. I'm going to have to get off of here so I can go and let them go outside. Anyway, just stay alert, and if you see an announcement come up for a reading sprint, I'll try not to go on too long, just to kind of, like I said, test it out, make sure that I can do it, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I will check in with you one more time, at least before I upload this video, and I am going to go and sort through some books because I still have not done that. This day is almost over. It is almost 5 o'clock, and I have not done it. I'm going to go do it right now if it kills me, and I'll come back and report back before I upload this video. Okay, so quickly before I wrap up this video, I wanted to show you that I have gotten some sorting done finally of my books that needed to be gone through. I've got some clear space on the floor here. Bob is enjoying the clear space. Up on the table, the 2 boxes on the right are the books that I need to show in a haul video. So I'll be dividing those up in a way that makes sense. And then the 2 boxes on the left have already been in a haul video and they need to be put away. And that's Bob over there making some noise. I put Louie in the crate to film this because I tried to film it a minute ago and he just kept barking at Bob. So he's behind me in the crate. Then the white box down there are Christmas books. I have just run out of space on what was my Christmas shelf, and I'm going to just turn that into an all Amish bookshelf and put my Christmas books in the garage for the time being until it's Christmas season and time to read those again. And then the 2 boxes down there are books that are going somewhere. I've either earmarked them for a specific person, or I bought them for a specific person, or I'm just done with them and they are ready to go. And I already did put a bag of books in the car that are going to the used bookstore next time I go. So that is where I am with my book sorting. I still have a whole bunch of boxes of papers to go through. And now, though, I can find a space to put these books and then get these books in a haul video and then find the space to put those books. I also need to make sure that they're all cataloged on my Kindle. And as I do that, I will probably go through each genre of books and maybe do a little more weeding. So that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to wrap this up here, and I will see you in another vlog. Take care, read a good book, and God bless you.